Fat, sick, weak, diseased, broke, lousy relationship, lousy, stinking, rotten job. None of those are of interest to me. How about you? So my answer to all of those is just no. No is a complete sentence. Don't you love that? You don't have to do anything past no. Just say no. I'm not going to be sick. I'm not going to be fat. I'm not going to be diseased. I'm going to look after my body. I'm going to be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of my life. No, I'm not going to have a lousy, stinking, rotten job. I'm going to have a career or business that I love. No, I'm not going to be broke or struggling for money. I'm going to be financially free and I'm going to work out a way to do it. And no, I will not put up with lousy, stinking, horrible people in my life. I only want beautiful people in my inner circle. No, 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 no. And now how do I make that happen? So it's interesting because we've got an outdoor training area and I'm sharing this with you because our house is filled with everything that you need to be healthy, fit and strong, everything you need to have a positive headspace, everything you need to learn, educate, train, get better, fitter, stronger. That doesn't fall out of the sky in a pretty pink box. You actually have to make it happen. And I'm sharing that with you because when I look at people's environments, the way they live their life, the house they live in, the car they drive, and not whether it's expensive, because I've seen some very expensive homes and very expensive cars that are in very poor condition, dirty, not maintained, filthy inside. It's about what do you do every day to keep your headspace clean? Do you keep your headspace well maintained? Do you keep your whole life well maintained so that you can go and do the things that you want to do? So I don't need to be reminded to exercise because everywhere I go in my home, inside and out, we've got 2 outdoor training areas. We've got an indoor training area. We've got weight training equipment, everything you could possibly need to stay healthy, fit and strong. We choose to live in an area where there's mountains and lakes and rivers and hiking and biking trails and everything you need to get out in the fresh air and sunshine and thoroughly enjoy your life. We chose to live here. The reason I'm sharing that, and you can live your life however you want to because some people love to live in the city, but if you don't like your life, you don't have to stay there. You're not a tree. You can uproot yourself. Poor old trees can't do that unless the wind blows them down. And sometimes that's what humans need, I think. A big wind to blow them out of their rut, blow them out of their horrible life. You can uproot yourself at any time. You can change your job or career or business. You can make your body healthy, fit and strong. You can live somewhere else. You can go to another country. You get to design your life. Isn't that awesome? One of the things that I love my puppy dogs, but they don't get a choice for all that stuff. They live where I tell them to live. We've just had all new fencing done so my little puppy dogs can't get out. So they don't get to go outside now in the big wide world. They've only got 20 acres to run around on now. They don't get to choose because animals live by instinct. But humans, we get to choose everything. And I'm really sick of hearing the excuses, aren't you? I'm too tired. I don't have enough money. I'm too tall, too short, too fat, too skinny, too inexperienced. I don't have enough education. If you tell yourself that, you're exactly right. And I always use this as a joke now. If I say to myself, every time I wear my yellow jacket, I'm going to get a headache, guess what? Every time I put this jacket on, I will get a headache because I told myself that's going to happen. If I tell myself that I can't, it's not possible, it won't work, I definitely won't be able to do it. But if I ask my brain, how can I do it? And I use clothes as an example because there's a lot of elite athletes that have special rituals when it comes to their clothes. They wear certain colour socks for certain games. They put their one foot in their shorts before the other one. They wear a certain coloured t-shirt. Lots of elite athletes have a thing about clothes. If I wear this, I will win. Now, the placebo effect is a very strong thing. If you tell yourself it's true, your body will believe you, your brain will believe you, and it's really interesting of all the things that no one can explain. Why is it that you can take a pill and you think it's going to work and it does, even though it's just a sugar pill? Other people take a pill, they don't know whether or not it's going to work, and it doesn't work because they don't believe it's going to work. All of that is very simple. You don't understand your brain. I don't understand your brain. We don't understand how powerful it is. All I know is this. If I say I can't, my brain will agree and I can't. If I say, how can I, my very strong, wise, amazing brain will work out a way for me to do it. And I refuse. This is, again, the no. I am not going to be fat, sick, weak and diseased. No. I'm not going to be in a lousy, stinking, rotten job, and I never have for my whole life. I'm a very old lady, and I've been an exercise professional all of my life. I've never had a boss. I've never worked for a wage. I've always decided how much I'm going to earn, what hours I'm going to work, who I'm going to work with, what I'm going to do, when I'm going to holiday. That's the joy of having your own business. And you can do that. So many millions of people, hundreds of millions of people do. You can too. You just have to work out how. You don't have to be broke. There's plenty of people that have come from very poor countries, very poor families, very poorly educated, and they've still become multimillionaires. Now, being a multimillionaire, and this is not to impress, it's just to express that having lots of money makes life easier, yes, but it doesn't make you happier. The thing that makes you happy is a purpose. If you say to yourself, I'm not going to live my life this way, I'm going to live my life this way, and now I've got a purpose to achieve, to succeed, to play a sport, to have a business, to be a great person, now you wake up every day as a happy person. So if you refuse to be unhappy, just say, no, I'm not going to be unhappy ever again. I'm going to choose my life and live my life my way. No, I'm not going to be fat, sick, weak and diseased. No, I'm not going to have a lousy, stinking, rotten job. No, I'm not going to be broke. And no, I'm not going to have lousy, stinking people in my life. That's a choice. Isn't that awesome? No is a full sentence. So is it time to say no to all the crappy stuff and say yes to living your life to the max? Check out my outdoor area. Live your life to the max. Super duper doo. How are you? Living my life to the max. And today we've got snow on the mountain, and there's my other outdoor area. Look at that. Woohoo!